There is an obvious lack of male items in Royal High, so in today's video we are going to be talking about that. Alright, hi, TT here, and today we are going to be talking about the obvious lack of male inclusivity in Royal High. Alright, so before the video starts, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow all of my socials. It will be linked in the description. Without further ado, let me get into the video now. Now, I have a couple of points written down in my little idea book just discussing some of the things that Royal High just isn't, including for the male players. And the male players, I don't know how you guys do it, bro. I don't know how you guys manage to play Royal High still, because it is basically just a princess game at this point. Like, the inclusivity, I don't know, it just kind of evaporated. The new male body types got introduced, and that's actually my first point that I wanted to bring up. So ever since the new body types would have came out for the, I think it was the TTYL and the Snow Swan set, by the time the Glitter Frost update would have come around, a lot of male players were understandably very upset at the body types and how it was basically quote-unquote twinkified. Like, a lot of people just didn't like how small the body types were, and I think one of the main reasons why a lot of people and a lot of guys really hated this was because everybody generally really got accustomed to the stereotypical build of the Royal High character. Like, the body type of the Royal High males was already very buff and well built, and I think it's because a lot of people weren't really as appreciative of the new body types. Like, a lot of people just thought that it was very feminine, and very disappointed that this was going to be the new replacement for a lot of the new sets that are going to be coming in the game. And a lot of new sets in the game don't even have male toggles at this point. And it's not even just the male body types that a lot of male characters have been having a lot of problems with. It's just the overall treatment of the male players of Royal High. They usually just get slandered in Royal High, or they just get slandered on Twitter. Like, for example, on Twitter, this is one of the points that I have in my book. The general idea that Royal High males just can't dress, and a lot of the Royal High males go into Trading Hub, for example, and post their Royal High photos on TikTok just showing off their outfits, just generally saying that they can't dress. Like, for example, all of those cluttered, quote-unquote cluttered outfits, a lot of people just aren't really attracted to that. A lot of people just don't like that, and there have just been a lot of male fashion choices that a lot of people in the game just don't really understand and don't really appreciate, and they don't really like it. And a lot of people that just say Royal High males just can't dress, and it's generally not their fault, to be honest. Like, I have a friend that dresses in that cluttered Royal High style, and I absolutely love it. Like, I want to know how a lot of Royal High guys basically do it, and it's basically just a bunch of UGC that a lot of these guys get. And it's not even just the guys, the girls do this too. Some girls do this too. But it's just specifically some people just think that the cluttered outfits in Royal High just don't really make sense, and just overall just start to call it ugly. And I really don't think that's fair treatment to the guys in the game. Like, how do you want them to dress? Like, how do you expect them to dress? Like, this is just how they know how to represent themselves in a way. Like, if I was a guy, honestly, I wouldn't really know how to dress in Royal High other than like dressing as a girl, because most of the things in this game and even the toy items are designed for females to wear on, not for males. Like, most of these items don't even have male toggles. Even if they do have male toggles, they come in the smaller body types that a lot of people genuinely don't like, because a lot of people have just gotten so accustomed to the muscular and more muscular build of the Royal High body type that we've had for so many years on end now. And I honestly get why so many people are just so frustrated why Royal High won't make a proper masculine build for these games, and I think that we all just need to kind of come to the collective understanding that all of these people that are built in certain ways do exist in the world. And I think that's what Bobby was trying to achieve, but it just didn't really come out the way that he wanted it to come out. Like, it made it seem like what the new body type that was coming out was just going to be the whole replacement, and a lot of guys really didn't appreciate that. And I think there was a post where the body types were going to be like, all of these sets were just going to be be reworked to be the new body type, and a lot of guys were just going to be really scared about that because it's like a lot of the male outfits come from the old body types, and a lot of people have just come to be accustomed to that, and a lot of guys in Real High don't really want to have that more feminine build. Even though there are a lot of guys that are built like that in Real High, people just don't want that. And honestly, I would be mad if all of the sets in Royal High got reworked to be that smaller build too. I would be mad too. And coming back to the fashion trends, it's just there are very there are very interesting fashion trends that a lot of guys shared that made the sentiment that Royal High guys can't dress a thing. Like for example, how some Royal High guys would dress up in those big pageant skirts and have like the Goddess of Triumph parasol with the Summer Fantasy or the steampunk corset on, just to make them look shirtless and make them look like ethereal gods. Like, how else do you expect them to dress? Like, I honestly give them a little bit of a side eye, because that's the type of stuff that's left back in like 2022, 2023. Like, I don't really see people dress like that anymore, but there are some specific individuals that do dress like that still. And personally think that the only time that should be like acceptable is like around the title glow season, but we all are entitled to our own opinions, right? And then there's the guys that just wear on the December's Dream jacket and the whole Whimsy Witch boots obsession with like there's a whole genre that goes around why people think that Royal High guys can't dress. And again, it's not only just the fact that Royal High males just can't dress, it's just there is not that much items in the game for Royal High males to be able to dress. Like, there was actually a Twitter post where I would have seen that somebody actually counted the amount of male items compared to the female items and the amount of male hairs compared to the female hairs. I think that was all the way back in the Wake Up Barbie situation. If you guys have no idea what that is, I explained it best in my iceberg video. I'll put it on the screen right now. I have said multiple times before in my previous videos that this is one of the best videos that I have ever made. It took so long for me to edit, and I would really be appreciated if you guys go back to that video and give it a watch. But please bear in mind it is an older video and I do curse in it, so just bear in mind of that. All right, and just to be completely transparent, I really do think that a lot of this hate towards male players of Royal High are really unwarranted. Like, it's very over exaggerated if you ask me. A lot of these Royal High players think that there should be like a standard for Royal High guys to be able to dress, but when you think about it, when you think about all of the outfits that guys make in Royal High, it's like, what else do you expect them to make other than this, right? Like, the cluttered Royal High outfits that guys make is like the equivalent to like girls wearing the large rainbow skirt and like having the large Teddy Z behind them and having a bunch of halos on them. That's honestly the equivalent to me, in my personal opinion. Like, I don't see how guys can be able to dress and be able to fit into Royal High in any other way other than that. And the general inclusivity of Royal High, there's not really that much male items in the game for guys to be able to express themselves properly in outfits. So generally speaking, I really do think that a lot of the hate is just unwarranted. It should stop, but it most likely won't stop. A lot of these new gens just have a lot of things to say, and I really hope that in the future, once Campus 4 comes out, that the inclusivity of the male items and all of the males just kind of come out in the future. And I just hope that guys get the inclusivity in Royal High that they deserve, because this game is for guys and it is for girls at the same time, and nobody should be putting down anybody just because they think that they could make a better outfit, or they think that some trends just shouldn't exist, but it did exist, you know. So I think that's all I have to say about today's topic. If you guys have anything to add, please put it down in the comments. And yeah, I think that is all I have to say on today's video. If you guys liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see ya.